Gente, empezamos semana. A ver qué tal. Espero que hayáis pasado buen fin de semana. Así que bueno, vamos a seguir con The Witcher. Vamos a darle. A ver que todo esté bien. Ok. A ver si las alertas van bien, tío. Se me buguean mucho, no sé por qué. Pero bueno, vamos para allá. Nos habíamos quedado aquí. Que me están atacando, tío. Eso que acabo de poner el juego, tío. Joder, qué me ha dado. La voy a bajar un pelín. Debía ser un enemigo que había aquí. Joder. No, es una tumba. Ah, coño, estoy en un cementerio.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Ah, el vampiro, vale, ya me acuerdo. ¿Para qué no hay misiones secundarias? Lo de las cartas. No. Rosario, alquimia. Necesito subir lo de la ESO para poner más cosas. A ver cómo lo hago. Extractos, no. Sustancias químicas, sí. Okay. Necesito un mutágeno rojo. Esto me viene bien para algo. Ok. Así nos quitamos todo eso. Vale, uno más. Ya. De azul creo que tengo bastantes. Vale, me hago dos. Ahí va. Ok. Ah, mira, tengo bastantes para hacer. Pero es de los pequeñitos, ¿verdad? Sí. Qué putada. Yo no sé por qué no puedo hacer un grupo, ¿sabes? Transformarlos de una. Tengo que estar uno por uno, tío. En plan poner, hacer 4 mutágenos. Le das y esto. Tienes que ir uno por uno. Ok. Aunque no sé si tengo suficientes puntos de experiencia. Lo tengo que mirar ahora. Cuando termine de hacer esto. El paquete de los que más tengo son de los verdes, ¿verdad? 53. Me va a pegar aquí 2 horas. Hola Jones, ¿qué tal? Estamos aquí con los mutágenos. A ver. Uy, uy. A ver cuáles puedo hacer. Ah, puedo hacer 16, tú. 16 no. Unos 5 así. Casi 5, creo. Así que haré los grandes. Son los que me hacen falta. Y así me los dejo hechos ya. Y así voy a ver qué me hace falta. Yo creo que igual subo los verdes. No sé qué hacer. Ok. Vale, personaje. Ok. A ver si activo esto. Vale, se vuelven azules estas. Ah, mira, puedo hacer unas cuantas. Cada punto de adrenalina reduce el daño recibido un 15 hasta un máximo 45. Combate y alquimia. El daño causado por la ballesta aumenta 100 a 700. Los virotes dependen de la ballesta usada. La probabilidad de impacto crítico. Vale, la ballesta no la uso casi. Al inicio del combate, la potencia de ataque de espada y la intensidad de las señales aumenta durante 30% por cada enemigo que participe, excepto el primero. Después ambas bajan a un 11% por cada enemigo, excepto el primero. Vale, tengo que mirar. Dos, 4, 5. Esta para no gastar puntos podría usar. A ver. Al desenvainar las espadas mágicas únicas y de brujo, los daños causados. No tengo de brujo, o sea que voy a usar esta. ¿Y esto qué es? Cuando la vitalidad llegue a 0 serás invulnerable temporalmente. Estos son de 3. Vale, ahora es una mezcla. No sé cómo se sube. Bueno, da igual. Entrenamiento de fuerza. ¿Y qué es esta? Causa daño adicional, proporciona mayor consumo de ignorancia. Vale, voy a meter esta. Remolino. Vale, descargar no porque no lo uso. Y ya que puedo meter aquí, voy a meter modo de señal alternativo. Meter una corriente continua de fuego. El daño causado por el debilita. Esta voy a usar. Bueno, lo voy a dejar así. Ok, a ver qué nos cuenta nuestro amigo. Que vive en un cementerio.
Regis! Damn it. Locked.
Ok, no está en casa.
I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Pues sí, la única forma es donde están estos bichos de mierda. Cómo odio esta bicha, tío. Ah, que encima está rodeada de bichos. Hostias. Pues me he cargado todo, Vale. Pillamos todo esto. Por supuesto que sí. Aquí me ha parecido ver un cofre antes. Ahí. Vale, hay que ir allá abajo. Me parece que está hablando con... Me tiro ya, ¿no? Pues... Vale, hacia allá. Cadáveres.
Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave.
Perfecto. Se comen a los muertos, tío. Qué guay, ¿no? Putos bichos de mierda, tío.
Some stench.
Lo mejor es quemar todo eso. Sabía yo que iba a salir este puto bicho. Adiós. Como he dicho, esta es la mejor espada del juego. Al acumular daño es increíblemente fuerte, tío. Vale. Vale, hay que ir por ahí. Menuda ubicación ha usado nuestro amigo, joder. Ahora, como él es un vampiro, puede pasar por cualquier lado, pero yo no. Bueno, pues eso no se puede pillar. A ver.
An illusion.
Ah, una ilusión. Mando. Ok.
Interesting.
Pues sí, sí que es interesante. Ahí hay una espada. Y un pergamino, coño. Juramento de caballero. Pues nos la llevamos. No creo que sea mejor que la nuestra. A ver, por curiosidad. Pues no, pero es muchísimo peor. Con eso tengo que ir a la casa para dejar esa armadura. Y las espadas que he ido pillando. A ver, ¿qué me encuentro? Por supuesto, está durmiendo en una cripta, supongo, ¿no? O duerme en una cama.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Joder.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands.
Joder.
Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
A ver, ¿para qué quiero usar la mano?
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kobinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Covenarius never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
A ver, el anillo, ¿para qué es? Supongo que sea algún objeto importante. Que le una o algo
It
así.
comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? He had not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food.
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires. There's got to be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place.
Joder.
The very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Ok. Pues a preparar el
Spent
extracto.
half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Bueno. La mano. Qué mal rollo. A ver. Algún fantasma, algo habrá. Seguro. Siempre hay fantasmas. Y más en un cementerio. O hablar con el cuervo. Ah, pues sí, hablar con el cuervo. Qué guapos son los cuervos, sí. E inteligentes. Verás.
That.
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Bueno, pues a beber.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Bueno, ¿por qué no?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to asking directly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Bueno, lo de la sangre parece interesante.
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start, blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Vale, a ver dónde está.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Dettlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, from my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. What of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
Were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Dettlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Qué triste.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Tal cual. A ver la regeneración.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand run back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear, something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible. as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure.
Oi.
They say you lost
Oi.
your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help.
Joder, o sea que son inmortales.
However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Hostias. Vale, tal vez hay algo que quieras preguntarme al concreto. A ver.
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Claro, es que si eliges ser otra persona te pierdes todo. Sería un brujo.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Bueno, que si no sería brujo no hubiese conocido a Ciri ni a Jen ni a nadie, o sea que tampoco es tan mal, supongo. Supongo.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Una maldición.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, Or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
¿Qué dicho era este, tío? Me
Start
acuerdo.
making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its
Verás, se va a liar.
Imagine the white will simply set you some
Bastante,
worst case
además.
scenario. I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
A ver si puedo...
I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
Require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
Ok.
And to you, my friend.
Así que hay que ir a buscar lágrimas salivales del bestiario para informarte sobre la criatura moteadas. Criaturas moteadas. ¿Qué coño es eso, tío? A ver. Criatura moteada. ¿Qué es eso, tío? A ver. Espera, si es criatura tiene que ser... No, realista no creo, ¿no? No, tiene que ser vampiros tampoco. Qué mala hostia. Necrófago. Maldito. Tiene que ser un maldito. Pues no, pensaba que no, maldito. Híbrido. Draconitos, no creo. Necrófagos. Pues sí. Vale. Igni. Irden. Y aceite para necrófagos. Ok. O sea que no le gusta el fuego. Bien saberlo, supongo. Vale, lo que voy a hacer ahora es dejar la armadura en mi casa con las espadas, para que no me pese tanto el... Y así me pongo las mejoras en las espadas para luego. A ver dónde está mi viñedo. Aquí. Campo de torneo, no. Aquí, sí, aquí. A ver qué tal. Así como he dicho, dejo las espadas y la armadura. Au, au. No sé si hay tienda de cuadros, ya que estoy ahí, pero bueno. Vale, me pongo las mejoras. Vale, así ya lo dejo puesto. Ok. Aquí puedo dejar un arma. Voy a dejar esta. Aquí puedo dejar otra arma. Ya no puedo dejar más armaduras. Vaya, pensaba que sí. Está la cocina. Igual arriba. A ver. Es curiosidad más que nada. Pues no. Este es el cuarto de invitados. Joder, menudo cuarto. Más huevo, ¿no? Ok. No tengo trofeo. Voy a guardar la armadura aquí, tío. Me gusta bastante esta armadura. Lo otro lo tengo que vender. Posible desequilibrar. No, necesito de estas. Intensidad de señal. Intensidad. Estos son todo intensidades, ¿verdad? Sí. Qué putada. Ok. No sé si habrá tienda de cuadros, tío. Ah, mira, había aquí un soporte para armaduras, tío. Estoy cieguísimo, macho. Joder. Pero ciego, Ay, Dios mío, Gerard de Rivia. Creo que esto también, ¿no? Joder, macho. A ver. Hala, una armadura. Qué guapa, tú. Ok. A este de aquí le voy a vender. Creo que puedo hablar con él. No. Pues no, no se puede. Tendría que mirar si hay lo de los cuadros, tío, por comprar algo. Pero bueno, no creo que pase muchas veces por el viñedo. O sea que... Vale, de aquí recto. Pero ya que estoy, voy a ir aquí también. Mira que tengo ese puntito ahí. A ver qué es. Por curiosidad. Supongo que sea... algún nido de criatura o algo así. Ah, estupendo. Bueno, sin más. Ok, ya vamos a salir. Ok. A ver qué me encuentro aquí. ¿Para qué me ha escupido alguien? Ah, pues no. Epa, tú que me pilla. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué bichos más feos, tú? ¿Son hombres lobo? Hola. Pues... no, son vampiros, tú. Hola. Tú, pero qué cojones. Uf. Mira que me mata, Hostias, tú. Qué fuertes, ¿no? La virgen. No sé qué bicho era eso. Son vampiros, ¿no? Sí, sangre de vampiro. Pero, joder, menudo vampiro. Casi me destroza, chaval. Ok. Vale, este libro ya lo he leído. Pero sí, casi me revientan, ¿eh? Joder. Qué mala baba tengo, macho. La Virgen. Vale, pues vamos a seguir por aquí. A ver qué me encuentro. Si es que puedo subir, claro. Ahí. Vale, todo recto. A ver si se me carga un poco la vida. Vale, estoy escuchando lobos. Ok. Joder. Vale. A ver si se recarga la vida enseguida. Ya está. No voy a estar esperando. Cabaña de las Trasmara. Joder.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Perfecto. No sé si se podía ayudar a esta. No me acuerdo, tío. Me parece que no. Qué mal rollito de la puta casa.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
A ver qué demonios me encuentro. O sea que le gusta coleccionar cucharas, ¿eh? Nada, por aquí no se puede ir ni de broma. Bueno, pues vamos a entrar despacito.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Me parece que se podía ayudar, creo.
Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
Okay.
Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant.
Pues sí, pobre mujer. A ver si se le puede ayudar, tío.
Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe?
Ok. Voy a guardar por si se le puede ayudar, tío. No me gusta matar ni más a gente que está... A ver.
No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon.
Vale.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Vale, aquí hay 2 cucharas más. Ah, una llave cuchara.
Spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. None shall sit and dine with you at your table.
O sea que hay que
No spoon
cenar.
you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Vale, antes de sentarme voy a mirar si hay algo más, tío.
Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Aquí supongo que ponga lo mismo, ¿verdad? Mira, aquí hay otra cuchara.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
A ver.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It makes sense. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him.
Ah, o sea que hay que comer con ella.
No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death.
Claro, al ser un monstruo no controla, tío. Como he dicho, es una pena, pero bueno. A ver si puedo ayudarla. Recuerdo que sí se podía, creo.
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Vale.
White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy.
Vale, antes de ir ahí voy a ver qué hay aquí. Ah, debe estar ahí la criatura, eso le oye. A ver si puedo comer con ella, tío. Vale, aquí hay algo más. Ah, mutaje, ¿no?
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Vale, voy a pillar más cosas.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
A ver, ¿esto qué es?
Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron.
Ok. Ah, mira, me puedo esconder aquí. A ver si no hace falta que la mate, tío. Como he dicho, me apetece salvarla. El puto Geralt, tío. puede estar ahí meditando días, si quiere. Qué pena, tío. A ver si la puedo ayudar. Ah, lo es inteligente, tío. Vamos a intentar romper la maldición, tío. Está cocinando. Parece que se le da bien.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
A ver. A ver si sale bien.
You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Lo que yo digo es inteligente, tío.
Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you.
A ver.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
A ver, voy a mirarlo. Me parece que era intercambiando las cucharas, ¿eh? Porque no es su cuchara, sería la mía. Pero lo quiero mirar para hacerlo bien, tío. Me da penita, tío. A ver. A ver cómo se hace, por curiosidad. Ok. Pero ¿cuál es la buena? No usar las cucharas para comer. Vale.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
Se supone que se hace así, se supone. Ok.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
Hostias, pues sí. Claro, el Gerard puede soportarlo, tío. Hostia, ha sido el hedor del trabajo.
Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Y aquí abajo, ¿qué mierda hay? Que he tirado la llave, claro. Vale. Un poco más y me enveneno. O sea, que una persona normal muere. Hostias, A ver qué ha sido de la pobre mujer, tío. Vale, está vivo. O viva. No sé si es... Va que es mujer. Vale. Vamos a seguir por aquí. Ok. A saber cuántos años lleva así, tío. Vale, está bien ya. Sí.
Easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
Está hecho mierda, tío.
I'll take you someplace safe.
El Gerard es buena onda, tío. Lo fácil hubiese sido matarla, pero bueno. Si se puede salvar.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a white, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're white, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
Ja.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Thanks.
Bueno,
Gotta get back to my business now.
al
See you
menos
soon.
ahora es feliz, supongo. Dentro de lo que cabe, tú. Puedo hablar con ella.
I thank you. So tasty. Oh, so good.
Bueno, pues a seguir. Me parece algo desproporcionado eso, pero bueno. El mendigo podría haber ido a otro lado y ya está. O sea, tampoco hacía falta ya. Pero bueno. Como he dicho, la gente suele ser así de graciosa. A ver. Ah, mira, que hay un punto. Ya que estoy, ya al lado. A ver dónde anda mi amigo. Aquí. A ver, sardinilla. Vamos para allá, a ver qué nos encontramos. Como odio al caballo en este juego. Joder. Parece un campamento. Mira, hay un... Ah, no, era una flor. Pensaba que era un... Ah, que hay más. A tomar por culo. Bueno, ponemos aquí una bomba y otra
Spores
cosa.
will sprout again.
Como
Should
odio
destroy
estas
the
bichas,
area if
tío.
I want to get rid of them for good.
Hala, van a la mierda. No sé si irá a caballo. Sí, está bastante lejos. El viñedo está guapo ahora, la verdad. Ok. Ahí estamos. Al cementerio. De nuevo. Ay, ay. Espero que no se líe mucho. Vale, ya estamos aquí. Ah, mira, esta vez está la puerta abierta. La otra vez estaba cerrada. A ver si ya he conseguido hacer el Mejunjer.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. Raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Calling them often?
I try not to overdo it, but they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I
Verás.
fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. That stands to be very, very dangerous.
Perfecto. Peligroso para mí.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True, but I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly.
Okay.
Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Verás.
Tesha Mutna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesha Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Perfecto. Pues vamos para allá.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesha Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. One drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. You must remain calm. I have no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mudna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
¿Y por qué no se toma eso antes de entrar a la jaula, no? Por cualquier cosa. Nos encontramos a alguien sangrando y se lo come. No me jodas. Pero bueno. Pss, 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 pss. Pi, 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 pi.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
A ver.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead. Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies...
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
¿Qué tal estás?
An ancient form of protection against unwanted guests.
Ah, no, pero mientras espero siempre oscilo o me pongo a hablar.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout, fortified, secured. Must have been important to your
Como
species
tengo que estar
once.
leyendo los subtítulos.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world to this one opened upon this land unknown other. This was the first place we saw.
Es lo malo de este juego, no tiene sus voces en español, pero bueno.
Human husbandry and care. This for real?
The author observed humans.
Verás.
Over the many years he spent reading them.
Se va a liar.
Morally suspect they may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
This place.
Bueno, vamos bien.
There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. Great many
Ahora estoy con el modo...
things last here.
con la historia del DLC. Ya he pasado bastantes misiones secundarias.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, well, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors.
Este sitio daba bastante mal rollo.
Mine is all where we came from.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed,
Joder.
though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from my history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's...
Ah, tenían que controlar a los suyos también. Bueno, y que habrá aquí la hostia de humanos. Ok. Verás.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mention one vampire being kept here.
A ver.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here.
Nah,
Humans whose blood they
solo un
slowly
poco.
let.
No te
Kagmar
preocupes.
ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it, ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then.
Vale. A preparar todo esto.
Place the bait at the tunnel entrances.
Se va a armar.
Monsters will
Pero bueno.
catch its scent more quickly.
But I think how these tunnels got here. Send shivers.
It was the natural order of things.
Vale, a
The place
matar.
reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Necrófagos. Eso no es bueno. Los voy a tener que matar. Perfecto.
3 done. 1 left. Think this'll work?
I certainly
Ok.
hope so. I mean, stench is so thick, I'd wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Ya los estoy oyendo. Eso no es bueno. Voy a sacar la espada ya.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda
Perfecto.
thought you wouldn't want to.
No,
I shall be in great pain.
pero tiene pinta que van a ser
Something to
bastante.
stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do.
Joder.
We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent. Also, my head has started spinning.
Vale.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Joder. Bueno, está ahí con el mono, tú. Bueno, a matar a todos.
Maybe we need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And
Bien,
what
por aquí sale uno.
did you do once I hurted you?
Don't know.
Epa,
Calm
epa.
you down. Somehow. Smell the
Mierda, estos son de las espinas.
damn it.
Ok. Mierda, vampiros superiores. Vale.
Growth. I shall overcome.
Good. 'Cause I can hear more coming.
Joder. Epa, qué hostia me ha dado. Vale, solo me queda este, ¿vale? Ahora hay que sacarle sangre, si no recuerdo mal. Joder. Eso era otro vampiro, pero vampiro menor.
Hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you anymore.
Joder. Hala.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
Está hecho mierda. Hala.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you.
Ahora tiene que descansar. Al menos no la pasó nada mal.
Any better?
Far from ideal. and some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Okay.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture,
Es una forma de hablar.
found Dettlaff
Por suerte,
I did
esto
not wish
es
you to use
lineal.
any other way.
Pero hay veces que no.
To you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you, the pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again,
Joder.
I would, in a heartbeat.
Vale.
Resonance, it's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Pues sí.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Ok. A ver. Ahora hay que invocar al otro vampiro. Espero que esté de buen humor. Espero. O sea que... Recuerdos, ¿eh?
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
O sea que se hizo un amigo. No terminaría bien.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Dettlaff? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh?
Joder. Ahora estoy en sus recuerdos. ¿Que lo tiene que matar?
But
Joder.
at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates. Forgive me.
Oh, Dios.
What?
No exactamente. Más bien lo ha descuartizado. Joder. Se amputó su propia mano, tú. Hostias. Bueno, aunque le crece otra. Alguien le ordenó que lo mataba. Que lo matara. Qué raro, tío. Joder.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Dettlaff had made friends with him, still killed him, chopped up his corpse, and he was overcome with fury, remorse, cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Dettlaff I know. See anything else?
A ver.
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Dettlaff. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly,
Claro.
the situation provoked such emotions in Dettlaff. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix. Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. The bootblack stand. Dettlaff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the port district. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Dettlaff.
Vale, pues a interrogar al...
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Pues a interrogarlo. Vale, bueno, no está muy lejos. Por aquí. Epa. A ver, ¿qué me encuentro? Vamos a mirar qué cosas me han dado. Todo esto lo puedo vender. Armaduretes. Ok. Matar enemigos restablece vitalidad. Cantidad de vitalidad restablecida será igual a un punto de vitalidad. A ver cómo es esta armadura. Me gusta más la que tengo. Bueno, ¿y qué es mejor? Pues por lo que tengo entendido de hace unas semanas, creo. O unos días. O sea, que es de hace poquito. Bueno, es el primer asesinato que investigué al llegar aquí, a esta zona, o sea que... Y el cuerpo estaba fresco, o sea que unos días. Ahora hay que averiguar dónde está el asesino. Y por qué lo mató. Eso es otra. A ver. Vale, aquí está el crío, ¿eh? Sí. Ahí es. Ya es
So
como...
how would you explain it? Whether it pours for a week or the sun bakes our pates, we've always mud up to our ankles here.
You can't blame me for Beauclair's fickle weather.
Fickle weather! I've seen you. You empty your chamber pot in front of our shop each morn, so folks will dirty their boots go to you to get them cleaned.
A far-fetched conspiracy theory, sirs.
I'll conspire to welt your bum with my belt. Come here.
Leave him alone.
Just who the spit are you?
A witcher, and I'd advise you to go back where you came from.
I thought witches defend men from monsters, not cheats from justice.
Need to talk to the boy.
You can chat to him all you like, after we tan his hide. So stand down.
Not gonna happen.
Won't it? Well, then we'll thrash you as well.
Porque siempre igual, tío. La gente es imbécil.
We'll break your legs, vagrant! Teach
You to help scofflaws and cheats.
Circle him! Circle him!
Joder, tío.
On three!
Vale, uno fuera. Espero no perder, la verdad. Ok. Ay. La gente siempre hace lo mismo, tú. Tío, es un puto brujo. No lo entiendo. Aunque casi me ganan, pero...
What's the meaning of this? The brawl? Who started it?
I'm investigating the beast on the Duchess's orders.
Ah, yes. We've heard of you. And these men.
Interrumpiendo.
Nothing really. Had a little misunderstanding. Figured it out though.
Uh-huh. I see. As the Duchess's protege, you may go. But this lot, that's another matter. You'll come with us. Some time in a cell or to scare the dimwits out of you.
Tío, intenta hacer lo correcto y aún así nada. Pues nada. Joder.
You're very good with your fists, sir. Wouldn't be looking for work, would you? We'd make a fine duo.
Sí, aparentemente sí.
Yeah? How you imagine that working?
Splendidly. That's how. I suggest a partnership, where I see to the boots while you stand guard. And as you're the stronger, come morn you take the chamber pot out and help me make mud.
Bit about the mud's true? They were right to want to box your ears.
I've got to make a living somehow, so what say you, sir? Partners?
Let me think about it.
Vale, a ver si me...
Listen, I'm interested in a certain gentleman.
Oh, wait, wait! Before we get to talking, please, take a seat.
But my boots are clean.
In this city, no boots are clean unless they've just come off my stand. A seat, sir, please.
Ok. A ver si me cuenta lo del señor. Bueno, el vampiro.
So then, who was it you wanted to ask about?
One of your patrons. Tall, elegant black frock. Not from around here.
A rival? Indeed. I hear a faint bell ringing. A modest sum might make it sing out loud and clear.
How much?
Let's say 500 crowns.
What? Gotta be kidding me. What would you even do with that kind of coin?
Expand my venture. I'm sure you can imagine. Have a proper stand with a big sign. I want a new box too. New polishes, new brushes. And if I've enough coin left, I'll buy a share in a launderer's. Get wastewater for free.
Un emprendedor.
Got it all planned out.
I should think so. Capital is all I require.
Bueno, como tengo 17.000, no me importa.
All right. Let's see if we can't figure something out.
Le voy a dar las 500, tío.
Ah, see? I knew we'd clinch it.
No me importa pagar 500.
Guess I can agree to that.
1,000 thanks. I shan't forget
Pues
it.
sí.
Now to the matter at hand. I know the fellow you seek, though I don't know his name. A steady patron. Gets his boots cleaned every few days. He's very good to me. Always pays me a premium.
Know where I might find him?
No, but you could wait here. Perhaps he'll stop by.
Don't have the time for that. Sure you don't know where to find him? Or maybe notice which direction he came from?
When I clean boots, sir, I do not look up to see where folk come from.
Vale, yo aquí estaré un rato
It
más.
seems you're having a rough go of it.
Oh, you're here. Feeling better?
I am, thank you. The local
A ver si encontramos al vampiro.
Now, if I might intercede, I dare say I've the right question to ask. Young man, you see this vial? One drop added to your boot polish will help you wipe even the most encrusted boot clean as the dome of St. Lebioda's Cathedral. With it, you will serve 3 times as many patrons at a fraction of the effort.
Joder.
Piles more coin, I'm prepared to give you this vial if you tell me where the man we seek lives.
But you won't
Gracias.
hurt him, will you?
Aquí estaremos.
The gentleman's art
A ver
true,
si no
but
me mata.
he's kind.
In point of fact, he's a friend. Yet we had a falling out of sorts and would like to straighten matters out.
I leave his boots at the door of a house near the port. The door is red, but I do not know if the gentleman lives there.
Ok, pues
Worth
para el
checking.
puerto.
Might happen on a lead.
Would you let me scrape the dirt off your kickers before you go? With all due respect, sirs, your boots could stand a cleaning.
Thank you. Perhaps later.
Hala. Okay.
Handled that kid pretty well.
Finding the right approach. That's the trick to dealing with children.
Yeah, saw that. Meaning, the right thing to bribe them with.
A ver qué tal se nos da. A ver si lo hago pacífico.
Red door. One the bootblack mentioned.
La última vez que me encontré con él, nos pusimos a pelear. Veamos.
Won't budge. Gotta break it down.
You might just as well stand out in the street, pound on a drum and holler, "Dettlaff, I'm coming for you." A bit more finesse, I implore you.
Let's hear your idea.
Give me a moment.
Nice. Ever consider becoming a burglar? Skill like that'd come in awful handy.
I considered it briefly, but ultimately concluded it would be terribly dull. Come.
Sense him.
No, he's not here, but he was here recently. His scent is still strong.
Verás.
Let's look around.
Aquí será la juguetería con tu sentido de brujo. Un vampiro con una juguetería, qué raro.
No use to anyone. Shame. Must have brought someone joy sometime.
Aviso de desahucio. Vale. Parece que está abandonado esto, ¿no?
Somebody fixed this recently.
Joder, qué mal rollo da este sitio, tú. Todo lleno de muñecos y cosas raras, tú.
No dust mark. Somebody moved this here recently.
Bueno, vamos para arriba. Joder.
Attic. Let's go. So this is his nest.
Aquí sí parece que ha estado.
Need to look around.
Carta sospechosa. A ver.
Dettlaff van der Eretane, you do not know us, but we know you to be a vampire. We know also of your weakness for the wench they call Renawed. Now you know this. We shall chain her down and let rats feed on her. We shall flay the skin from her flesh. Yet you can save her.
Espero que no se líe
Travel
mucho.
to Beauclair, where you shall slay 5 men in the manner we prescribe. Complete the killing in 3 days. Fail, and the next letter you receive will contain a memento of your failure. Your beloved's finger.
There you have it. Proof positive Dettlaff killed not of his own accord. A blackmailer sunk his claws into him.
Any idea what it could be?
Chantajear a un vampiro, eso no es buena idea,
Indeed,
pero bueno.
Dettlaff gains foes occasionally, but they never live long.
One might have managed to evade him.
Possible in theory, but I know of none. It would have to be someone devilishly dangerous. As you well know, having faced Dettlaff yourself, whoever it is someone new.
Verás.
His one-time lover, the sole human woman with whom he was very close, because she accepted him. With her aid and care, he found a place for himself in this hostile world. She began the work that I strive to continue.
Ever meet her?
Never had the pleasure, alas. She deserted him a time before he came round to save me, though he always claimed she'd gone missing.
¿Qué crees que le pasó? ¿Por qué crees que había desaparecido? Seguramente me cuenta las dos.
I know humans better than he does. Their capacity to be disloyal, dishonest. I also know she took her things. Not something one associates with the kidnapped, or those who disappear against their will. I'll save you the trouble of asking. No, I don't know why she left. I can, however, hazard a guess that Dettlaff grew angry one day, showed another, more monstrous side. Dettlaff's anger could frighten anyone off, though most who see it get no chance to flee.
Dettlaff have trouble letting go, accepting that she'd left him?
Is that so hard to believe? Do you know no humans who've struggled with just such a thing? And Dettlaff is so much more rational than most humans. Not only was she his beloved, his lover, his mate, she was a member of his pack. And one never leaves one's pack voluntarily.
O sea, que la han secuestrado.
Did abandon him that time. Looks like someone's actually kidnapped her this time.
Hard to argue with that. And hard to foresee what he's prepared to do to free her, get her back.
He's prepared to kill, that's clear.
As would you be for Yennefer. He kills for he cares for her deeply. And that blood, those individuals, they mean nothing to him.
Joder.
Yeah, I get it now. He's out to rescue a female from his pack.
Exactly.
Right, so someone's blackmailing him. We know that. Still have no idea who. Need to look around some
Sí,
more.
hay que indagar más. Vale, aquí hay más cartas. Cartas que detallan los objetivos de la bestia. O sea que no los mata porque sí. Joder.
Look, slips of paper, name on each. Count Crespi, Count Dulac, Milton de Peyrac-Peyrin, Count Delacroix.
Dettlaff's victims, one and all. But that's not his hand.
Must have come from whoever wrote the letter. All of it written using the same ink. See the color? Ink was dyed with cinnabarite. Rare mineral, pretty much found only in
Nazaire. But I fear it means very little. Anyone could have imported such ink.
Sí.
Fair enough. Still worth remembering.
Look, this slip is stained.
With wine. Not much to go on either. Especially not in Beauclair.
Perhaps. Yet perhaps also worth remembering.
Sí.
Blackmailer. Kinda curious who it could be.
Why is that?
Regis. Somebody kidnapped a vampire's lover. Bold to begin with. Now they're forcing the vampire to kill. A vampire you yourself insisted no murderer. Blackmailer's skilled. Someone special.
Astute. Now that I think of it, I'm beginning to wonder if...
It's not one of your kind? Another vampire?
Precisely. The plot thickens.
Just a hypothesis. Wouldn't set my heart on it till we know more.
Right you are.
A ver.
Let's sum up what we know. Seems Dettlaff's being blackmailed. Someone's been feeding him his victims' names.
All noted down using one and the same Nazari ink. And not in his handwriting.
Not much.
But enough to ascertain Dettlaff's innocence, clearly.
Sí.
Actually, it is. Dettlaff's being manipulated. Some lunatics turned him into a tool, making him kill.
So it would seem. But this illuminates a path of action for us. We must find Renowed. Render the blackmail senseless. The lunatic or ticks will thus lose hold on Dettlaff.
That's one idea. Could be worth a shot. But what about Dettlaff? He gonna go on killing while I'm out searching for his lover?
He will not. I shall convince him to stay his hand. Assure him you're a friend seeking to help. I'll await him here. He's sure to return sooner or later.
Vale.
Listen,
He will.
ought to wait with you, maybe.
No, he'll sense you from a mile off. Simply fail to appear. I'd better stay alone. You must trust me on this.
Fine. Need to report to the Duchess first.
So be it. We'll await you here.
A ver si puedo encontrar algo más, tío, por curiosidad. Igual hay alguna cosa más. Aunque no te pinta, ¿eh? Pues no, no te pinta. Chantajear a un vampiro mayor. La gente está mal de la cabeza, ¿eh? Joder, macho. El ser humano es la hostia. Ok. Vamos al castillo que está ahí arriba. A ver. Es que el caballo, si no lo llamo porque por aquí no puede correr. Voy más rápido andando. Bueno, aunque con este viaje rápido que me acabo de desbloquear, puedo ir rápido. Si tengo que subir hasta... ¿Dónde hay que ir? Hasta acá, tú. Olio. Pensaba que estaba más cerca. La Virgen. Titurariro. Vale. A ver, la duquesa, ¿qué me cuenta? Bueno, la primera que he entrado al palacio, o sea que... O la segunda. No, por aquí no he entrado. Ok. A ver qué me cuenta.
Geralt of Rivia, Master Witcher. I was not mistaken. You arrived and trouble followed soon after.
Qué tío más
Step
pesado.
aside. Got a matter for the Duchess.
At last, Witcher. We've been on tenterhooks. Did you catch Milton's killer?
Case is more serious than we thought. The beast? I couldn't kill it. Didn't manage.
We sent you after a monster, and you return with nothing? We are very disappointed.
Situation's not quite that simple. Beast's a powerful vampire.
Is this a problem? Is it too much for a witcher? A monster slayer? But everyone knows how to end a vampire. Draw him by trick into sunlight.
Joder.
Or arm yourself with ample garlic and drive a stake through its heart.
Este es idiota.
Garlic's useless against vampires. Sun and stakes don't hurt him either. Those methods, pure invention. Only work in legends and fables.
And Buckthorn? When I was a child, Grandmama Ademarta always claimed Buckthorn drives off vampires.
Silver sword's your best option for keeping them at bay. But it won't get the job done, because only a higher vampire can truly kill another of its kind.
Joder.
Excuses. Ha! Your Grace, I shall assemble a battue. Bring the matter to its end at once. The Witcher need but tell us where to find this monster.
Que los envíe si quiere.
Go ahead. Send them to their death. Certain death.
To a lone witcher, perhaps. To 40 of my men-at-arms, but another skirmish.
40, 50, 100, doesn't matter. Won't make any difference against him.
You have not seen my guardsmen in action.
Can they fight fog? Hit a target that moves faster than the wind?
How? What creature can do such things?
Creatures like this one. Higher vampires, we call them. Each one's a little different. Unique or exceptional, you might say. Some transform into giant bats. Others communicate with animals, command them.
Joder.
Yet all are still brainless beasts.
Dead wrong. Thinking of lesser vampires. Alps, Ekamaras, Catacans, for instance. They're ruled by instinct, sure. Attack anything that smells of blood. Higher vampires?
Son inteligentes.
They employ reason.
Monsters driven by reason. A curious contention. What, then, do you intend to do?
It's way beyond being some monster. This is a powerful being that's walked the world for centuries.
Yeah, impossible. If so great is their power, why have they not killed or enslaved us all?
Don't usually meddle in our matters. Mostly stay out of our way because they don't care about humans one way or the other.
And they do not fear we shall wipe them out one day.
They'd probably be pretty amused if you asked them that. They're well aware of their strength.
Then what can we do? Do you have a plan?
Okay.
Try to talk to him. That's our best bet.
I cannot believe this. Her Grace summons a witcher to kill a monster. Instead, he wishes to chat with it. Ha.
Know what I'm doing. His lover was kidnapped. He's being blackmailed.
Blackmailed? Be so kind as to explain how a vampire might be blackmailed.
Higher vampires? They're like us, motivated by emotions, not instinct. Not only are they intelligent to an extreme, they're emotionally rich, capable of feeling many things,
Joder.
even love. This one fell in love with a woman, a human, and he'll do anything to keep her from harm.
You do not, I trust, suggest we let Milton's killer go free. Or wait until it murders again. We must render it harmless as quickly as possible.
Which is why that's my aim now, to prevent further attacks. Vampires only half the problem. Blackmailers at fault chiefly. Kidnapped the woman to control the vampire.
And what do you propose to do?
Okay.
I'll find the blackmailer, free the vampire's lover.
You were to destroy him, not help him.
No one else should die. That's most important. As soon as the woman's safe, he'll have no more reason to kill.
I admit to being swayed, Witcher. You may be right. Do you know anything about the blackmail?
Got one lead. A few scraps of paper. Blackmailer wrote the names of the vampire's victims on them. One of them stained. A drop of wine, looks like. So damn little to go on.
You've no idea how wrong you are, my dear. Send for the ducal sommelier. Hop, hop!
A ver qué nos cuenta.
In Tucson, wine is sacred. Here there is no such thing as a drop of wine, or stains therefrom. They are stains from a drop of
Claro, si eres experto catador, sabes exactamente qué vino es y de dónde viene.
Your Grace wished to see me.
Witcher, show him the paper scrap.
A ver qué cuenta.
Benoit, can you determine which wine made this stain?
Claro, si te dedicas a eso.
Yes, yes. The west bank of the Sorrel.
Joder.
That's rather obvious. Aged in barrels of Beauclair oak. Hue, deep burgundy. Clarity, high. It's simple. Sorrel, the 1269 vintage.
That's impossible. The wine is produced at Castel Ravenna.
Algún conde o algo de esto, seguro.
Exclusively for the ducal table. Perhaps some Sonreal was stolen. We must go to the vineyard. See if there's not been an incident.
Vale.
Sonreal. Never heard of it.
It's highly unlikely you've ever had a chance to partake of it. As I said, it is only ever served to the ducal family.
Didn't stop it from ending up on that scrap of paper. Unless your Grace's sommelier is mistaken.
In
No está.
matters of wine, Benoit is
Equivocado.
never mistaken. If he says it's Sonreal, it is Sonreal. We must ride to Castel Revello at once. Discover what has happened.
Okay.
Wait. Your Grace wants to go with me? Out of the question.
I hope you do not suppose we will sit on our ducal hiney and do nothing while our duchy is in grave danger.
Your Grace, what you propose is far too dangerous. The Witcher should go alone.
It pleases me to see you gentlemen finally agree on something. But I've made my decision. We shall go, accompanied by the best possible escorts. You, Captain, and Geralt. We will travel incognito. We've no wish to give the court any reason to gossip. For the
Okay.
duration of this mission, I release you from your obligation to adhere to court protocol. In short, from now on, I am Anna Henrietta, not your Grace.
Yes, Your Grace. Witcher, are you ready?
Vale, pues vamos.
Yeah, ready to go.
Excellent. Give me a moment. I must don something more appropriate and concealing.
Pues
Then
sí,
we will be off.
eso canta la hostia. A ver. La que se lió.
This vampire. Have you ever faced its sort before?
Vale, vamos a caminar
How did it
despacito.
end? Did you kill it?
Didn't have to fight him. Hadn't killed anyone.
Have you ever heard of anyone defeating such a vampire?
Know of a man who defeated one, sure. But he didn't manage to kill it. Ultimately, only another vampire can kill a vampire.
Joder. Vampiro contra vampiro. Qué putadón. Vale, vamos tranquilos al viñedo.
Panthers have attacked the wagon. We must help.
Move it! Stay back, Your Grace. We shall see to this. Help! Save us!
Vale, si son panteras. Vale.
Help! Save us!
Vale.
Done. Time to move on.
Bueno.
If not for you, we'd have been done for.
They were fortunate
Thank
they
you.
happened by.
You saved our lives.
That's it, Roach.
Vale, pues seguimos nuestro camino.
Tell me more about this vineyard. Castel Revello.
It's the best in Oltusa. An old master of the winemaking trade runs it. Fabricio.
He trustworthy?
He's held his post for years. There's never been a problem. Till now. I wish to know your thoughts, Geralt. The Sonreal stain, how did it wind up on the paper? Is someone from the vineyard blackmailing the vampire?
Could be a servant. Could be the steward. Could be the wine was just stolen from the estate.
We shall know when we arrive. It's not far now.
Ok. Esperemos que no se líe más. Esperemos. El vino es sagrado. Uf. Veamos.
Captain de la Tour, we did not expect any visitors from the palace. How are affairs at court?
Doubtless you've heard of the Beast of Beauclair. Well, we've our hands full. Especially since the rogue last attacked in the palace gardens.
I trust Her Illustrious Highness was not harmed.
Kind of you to ask, Master Fabricio. I am well.
Your Grace? We were not warned. I shall order the salon prepared at once.
That won't be necessary. As you can see, we are not here on an official visit.
De cortesía.
Might I ask then what has brought you to Castel Ravello?
Vale.
Came to see you. Got some questions.
In this land, it is seen as polite to introduce oneself before asking any questions.
This is Geralt of Rivia, a witcher. He has come to Toussaint on my personal invitation.
Verás.
Which is to say,
I expect you to treat him with the utmost respect.
Of course, Your Grace.
Did you hear that, Witcher? Fabricio will be delighted to answer your every question.
I want to talk about Saint-Réal.
I am at your service.
Okay.
Some of this wine might have been stolen. Just a suspicion we have, but any burglaries lately?
Burglaries? Not to my knowledge. And a few days past I took stock of the inventory. All was accounted for.
Okay.
The barrels lie safely in the cellar, I assure you.
¿Cómo se transporta el vino?
Who hauls the barrels to the palace?
We've our own garrison. Guards who have served here for years and would answer with their heads for the wine.
We'll not get anywhere asking questions, I see. It's a waste of time.
Your Grace? How am I to understand this?
Master Fabricio, we have proof someone's gained access to Saint-Réal. Someone who should not have. Which means one of two things.
Qué mala hostia.
You lie to our face, or you are an idiot who has had wine stolen from under his nose and not even realized it. In either case, you shall answer for it.
But...
Silence! And listen. I shall inspect the barrels in person, thus giving you time to reflect. When I return, I expect to hear answers. Remind me, where is the Saint-Réal stored?
In the main cellar, around the corner. I'll show you.
I shall find it. Give me the key to the cellar and wait here.
Of course, Your Grace. Here it is.
Verás.
Come, Witcher.
We shall wait here, Master Fabricio.
Ha hecho bien en ponerse así.
Fabricio's blackmailing the vampire. Considered that?
He has his flaws, but I would never suspect him of such a thing. He's been very loyal. He owes all he has to me. His father frittered away the family fortune. He left his son an encyclopedic knowledge of wine. That is all. Fabricio lived as a beggar until I appointed him steward of Castel Ravello. Only then did he come into his own.
Vale. A ver. ¿Qué mierdas me encuentro? Bueno, nos encontramos. Lleno de túneles, tú. Vale. A ver cuál elige. Vale, la derecha.
So where do we start?
Let us see if all the barrels are present. Here's the inventory ledger.
A ver.
Vintner's log. Fermentation completed with no complications. Tapped above sediment line. Here it is. Barreling. Everything lines up at first glance. Neatly and thoroughly documented.
Then we must follow our other lead. Benoit said the stain came from the 1269 vintage. Let's find it.
1269. A ver. No, 1972.
Dandelions' favorite, adores it.
73. Vale, pues tendrá que ser por arriba, supongo, ¿no? 68. Vale, pues
San Real. Barrels are dated 1268.
tiene que ser esta de acá. 69 aquí, ¿no? Sí, aquí.
Right here, 1269. What now?
Let's see if any barrels are empty.
Wanna open them?
For now, a knock will suffice. If you hear a hollow thud, we will have found what we seek.
Ok. No, este no está hueco.
Full.
A ver este. No, este tampoco.
This one's full too.
Este. No.
This one's full too.
Un gallo. A ver. Vale, pues solo me queda este. No.
This one's full too.
Pues ¿cuál queda, tío?
Looks like all the barrels are full. Dead end, I'm afraid.
Full they are. The question is, are they full of Sanrial?
Ah,
Get out
claro.
a cup and a hammer. We shall open them one by one and taste.
Vale, encuentra un martillo. La chisma esa la he pillado ya. Saca corchos. No, esto no es. Ah, mira, ya hay una de estas. Martillo. Ok. Pues a beber. Habrá aquí.
Then get to work. Let's broach those barrels.
Ready.
Step aside.
Claro, ella es la que sabe si sabe a vino ese o no. Hombre, yo no lo escupiría, pero bueno, oye, cada uno.
Those hints of spice. Distinctive. This is Sonreal.
A ver, este. Espero que no acabe borracha. Ah, pues mira, he acertado la segunda, tú. Hostias.
Revolting, bitter plonk.
Could have gone sour while aging.
Impossible. This is not wine. This is contaminated refuse that should never have made it into a barrel. The fact that it did was no accident, I'm sure.
Master Fabricio. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Claro, él tiene las respuestas.
Master Fabricio, I am very disappointed.
But, Your Grace, I...
You are a step away from losing your head. Speak the truth and you might yet keep it.
I admit it. I sold a barrel of Sonreal. I beg you to forgive me.
Why did you do it?
I couldn't resist. The sum they offered, it was enormous. I gave in.
Qué pena, tío.
Is what I provide not enough?
I wished to buy back my family's estate. For here, nothing is truly mine. I've a roof over my head, ample food to eat, but what is a nobleman without land of his own? I shall tell you everything if you agree to show me mercy.
A ver, aquí
You sell the wine too.
A few weeks past at the Pheasantry, a rich nobleman approached me. He called himself a diplomat, well connected at court. He suggested we embark on an enterprise. Some of his clients had offered dizzying sums for even a drop of Sonreal. He was to serve as intermediary.
This man's name?
He never revealed it. He was tall, black-haired, and spoke with a foreign lilt. He claimed to hail from Sintra.
I've no Sintrin aristocrat at court.
Really thought nobody'd find out.
I was a fool, very foolish. I beg you, Your Grace, you must forgive me.
Vale.
Wine itself. How'd you hand it over?
We met under the cover of darkness in the ruins of Fort Astre. A dozen or so men came to collect. Armed men. The kind that stink of trouble. I had hauled the barrel there. They transferred it to their cart, and we went our separate ways.
That's it? That the last you ever saw of them?
That is to say, a few days passed. A messenger arrived. He said they wished to buy another barrel and, well, I've prepared it. Have it ready to deliver.
Okay.
That's enough. Know all we need to know.
Your Grace, I beg your forgiveness.
Get out of my sight. Captain, have your men take Master Fabrizio to the dungeon. He must answer for his crime. High treason the charge.
Muerto, supongo.
What now, Witcher?
We set a trap. Need to catch the wine thieves. Cintrian Noble could be our blackmailer. Next, transport. I'll take it to Fort Astra. Damien and his soldiers will cover me.
For once, I agree with you. We will do as you say. Let me know when you are ready.
Ok. Pues a preparar una emboscada. A ver qué tal sale.
We will set out now. Position ourselves before you arrive. You take the cart and meet us there.
Esperemos que no se líe mucho.
Handoff begins. Watch for my signal.
Esperemos. Y a ver quién es el aristócrata de las pelotas. Bueno, el falso, bueno, no es de verdad, por lo que parece. Ay, si tiene tanto de dinero, a saber.
Relax. Now we wait.
Ok, ahí están, parece ser, ¿no? Sí. Verás.
Ah, our favorite vintner.
Todos muertos. Supongo. No sé si podré usar alguna señal o algo en el diálogo. Me vendría bastante bien.
It's not him.
Pues no. A matarse. Están rodeados, tío. Pues sí, a matarnos. Bueno, matar seres humanos es más fácil que matar bestias. Así que... ¡Hola! ¿Pero qué han hecho aquí, tú? Me cago en la madre. ¿A quién se le ocurre prender fuego eso, tuyo? A ver. A ver, a ver. Va a tener que alejar de eso. Bueno, al menos se ha guardado antes de que se le ire, tío. A ver si esta vez no se arma, tío. Porque ha explotado todo eso, ¿eh? Ok. Joder, se ha muerto Peña, tío. Bueno, a ver si puedo matarlo. Es que esté tan cerca de eso, tío, me da una cosa. A ver. Vale, perfecto.
Is it just me, or did we agree you'd wait for my signal?
That was the plan, but...
Great shot. Good thing you reacted. Can't say how that would have ended otherwise.
At your service. It was a good fight. We managed to capture one of the scoundrels.
Let's ask him a few questions. Come on.
Witcher, a moment. I was wrong about you.
Well, had no reason to trust me, and I didn't do much to change that.
True. You are not the most endearing of men. At any rate, I see the effort you put forth. And I appreciate it.
Bueno,
Let us
parece
go to her
simpático.
grace. She awaits nearby.
Not at all surprised. Expected she'd want to oversee this personally.
The master's eye fattens the calf. You're beginning to understand that, I see. This prisoner of yours, bring him to me. We must ask him some questions.
Verás. Ok. Con una señal podría hacerle hablar, pero bueno.
Captain, do the honors.
Who sent you?
No va a hablar.
His name is Dog. They say he plowed your mother. Once again, who sent you? Your nun's lover. They call it...
Wait. He doesn't wish to speak. He needn't. I can think of several other ways he can be helpful. I'm certain the Witcher will need bait to lure the beast of Beauclair.
What?
Con una señal le podría hacer hablar, pero bueno.
Sure can. Fresh out.
In that case, he's all yours.
Captain, have your men find me a strong rope. Kind that won't snap when we hang this fellow from a tree.
Rope?
Live bait. Great for monsters, provided they catch the scent of its blood. But I'll see to that.
What? No. Crikey, no! Don't let him!
Stop screaming. Save your strength. Got a long way ahead of you.
Hala, a colgarlo.
No, don't let him! I'll talk!
Barrels. Where were you gonna take them?
I don't know.
Captain, need that rope after all.
I truly don't know. Hornet's the leader, only he ever knew where to go.
but he lies over there, dead. That one. The first barrel went to a warehouse at the port, but where this one was bound, I don't know. I speak true. You must believe me.
Vale. No creo que lo sepa.
He'll kill me.
Ought to be worried about me right now. Who is he?
Go on, man. Spit it out.
The Cintrian. That is what they call him. I've never seen him, but I know he mustered a man for this caper. That's what they said, that we were working for the Cintrian.
Cintriano.
I don't know anything else. I swear it.
Joder.
Take him away. Throw him in the dungeon. He shall await trial there. Captain, we ride to town. Gather your men and seek out the Cintrian. Someone else must have seen him, must know of him.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll report to the palace as soon as I learn anything.
Joder.
I can't return to the palace. Our mission has not yet ended. The Witcher and I will await you at the guard post near the port.
La trama se complica bastante. Joder.
He's late.
Ese bárbaro.
Relax, he'll come.
There's something I'd like to know. How can you be so damned calm?
Side effect of my mutations. We Witchers rarely get the jitters.
What if something has happened to him?
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Cintrian appears to be no common bandit. He managed to steal ducal wine from under my guardsman's noses. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified.
Pues estamos a ver quién es el chantajista del vampiro. Así que no te has perdido mucho.
Still don't know this Cintrian's behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As I see it, that makes him an accomplice.
Need to find the Cintrian, whether or not he's responsible for the murders.
Verás.
Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity.
De momento no.
Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Esperemos que no se líe. Bueno, aunque en The Witcher no suele haber finales felices, ¿eh? Así que...
Captain, why so long? We expected you hours ago.
This Cintrian does not work alone. We are fighting an organization, not one man. Bandits attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lame for
Joder.
life. And the word on the street is there's a hefty bounty on your head, Geralt.
A ver,
Don't care. Down to business. You learn anything?
I will start at the beginning. The port warehouse where the wine was delivered, we identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry.
Joder.
There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized him. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer. I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted, fairy.
Perfecto.
We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
A ver qué es la Mandragora.
The Mandragora? What's that?
A club, an affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours and dancers.
Perfecto.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique, consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Te diría que sé quién es Braum, pero no he jugado nunca a League of Legends.
Gotta nab the Cintrian.
Si aparece en las series, sabré quién es, que sí he visto la serie. Pero no he jugado al juego.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I.
Bueno, entonces no sé quién es.
Could use my help.
Where's the event going to be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very distinguished district.
A
Geralt, you must
infiltrarnos.
don
Pues qué bien.
appropriate attire. Then meet me in Oatville in Mountebank Alley.
A ver. Opcional, ponte un atuendo que Ana Erin considera apropiado. Ok. Así que me tengo que cambiar el atuendo. Qué guay. Vale, pues vamos a cambiarnos el atuendo. Seguramente ahí no, no puedo ir con espadas ni hostias. Más que nada porque levantarías muchas sospechas. Así que... vale. He matado a un pobre perrito, ¿no? Que ya eso. Sí. Y a una gallina. Joder. Ok. Ay. Ahora tengo una recompensa por mi cabeza. O sea, me van a estar persiguiendo por todos lados. Bueno, como no es la primera vez, no pasa nada. A ver. Sí que me tengo que comprar. Por suerte tengo bastante pasta. A ver qué atuendos hay. Para ir elegante. ¿Dónde está? Aquí.
Welcome.
All just...
I'm more...
A ver qué hay para comprarme. Mira, ya que estoy, lo voy a vender esto. Hostia, 2000. Pues no, no le voy a vender esa. 200. Joder, 600. Ah, sí me quito peso. Vale, a ver qué hay. Pues compraré este. Jugón elegante. Y a ver algún pantalón. Este pantalón de caballero, no. Aquí, joder. Antes de... creo que eran estos. Bueno, espera a ver cuánto dinero. 600 puedo vender. ¿Cuánto cuesta esto? Mira, le va a sobrar uno. Vale.
Ever your servant, sir.
A ver cómo me quedo. Lo malo que esto no tiene armadura, pero bueno. Me tengo que quitar las espadas. Y esto. Bueno, no está ni tan feo. Ahí va, y la ballesta, ¿no? Bueno. Aire elegante, supongo. Lo malo como me encuentre con alguien. 100 metros, vale, todo recto.
Nice tune.
Vale, 70 metros. Estoy aquí justo.
Reginald Aubrey has returned, not to be missed. The god brings peace to our domains.
Is my head
A ver, si es una misión tranquila. Supongo que no, pero bueno.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
A ver si no se lía mucho. Vale, supongo que es una misión de infiltración. A ver.
Well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style.
Ah, tengo que usar una máscara. Ah, pues tengo por ahí, si no me da yo una.
Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but just one other detail. Here.
No, es una máscara.
A mask?
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Bueno, vamos para adentro.
Let's go. Soiree started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
Hombre, entrar en una fiesta así con armas no tendría gracia. A ver, como yo he ido a algún baile de estos así, fiestas así, espero que no se líe mucho.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. As soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Sí.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Okay.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
A ver qué máscara tiene.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaviri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
A buscar a alguien con una flor en la cabeza.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here.
Verás.
Mariana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Yep.
Kaviri orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Verás. Nah, prefiero... A ver.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paint balls, cast them at the canvas.
And behold your image, good folk. Yet should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different way. Paradise, paradise.
Yellow. Why ever yellow?
It's obvious. It represents
Bueno.
transgression in its purest form.
That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines.
Hacer arte, supongo, ¿no?
Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different way.
Vale.
Gods, scarlet, crimson, oxblood. I see lips, full sensual lips.
Una y en medio, por ver.
Quite the noble color.
Splendid. The sky.
Hala, ya esto lo llaman arte. Joder.
Or a deeply internalized fear of intimacy.
Come, let's look in the alcoves.
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to my appraisal. The painting depicts spiritual dualism, the continual battle between good and evil, and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
Sí. Bueno, eso es el arte, ¿no? Vale, vamos a buscar a... A la mujer con la horquilla. Orquídea. A ver si la encontramos, sí. Vale, aquí hay un papel. Fragmento de un guión de una obra de teatro.
Two things, coin and copulation. Pretentious.
Vale, parece que aquí no es... pues,
Blah, blah, blah.
será en este lateral, ¿no? A ver. Pues no, aquí no parece que sea.
Do take care, Witcher.
Exception true.
Pues si saben quién soy, ¿eh? Ah, mira, es aquí. Ya va a haber un desnudo, por si no lo quieres ver. Aquí siempre hay desnudos, en este juego. O casi siempre.
Do not disturb. Shoo, shoo.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only
Ah,
take a
bueno,
minute.
entonces...
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me.
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
Bueno, al menos pinta bien.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
A ver.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Centrian noble. Ah, you must think I'm Cecilia.
No es.
Confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
A ver quién
Really
es.
like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift. A heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Perfecto.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Qué mala hostia el pintor, Joder. Así que está para ahí. No creo que lo encontremos, A saber quiénes son, tío. Carta de amor.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look.
Ah, claro, por la escritura podría ser.
A sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my life.
Joder, qué cuadros más feos, tío. Ok, ¿esto qué es?
Bit of Vistec. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
Tiene que haber algo aquí que lo
Empty
identifique, tío.
heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift
Okay.
from the Cintrian, I imagine.
A servir de
Still hangs in the
perfume.
air.
Perfecto.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched.
A ver si hay alguna cosa más, por curiosidad. Pues no. Vale, a ver dónde va el perfume. Vale, parece que va por aquí. Por aquí. Joder. Ok.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Por esta puerta. A ver si no se veía.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh. Not so loud. We are here incognito. In state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Vale.
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
A ver si lo ha visto,
Looking for
tío.
Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered,
Sí.
a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
A ver si lo encontramos, tío.
We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Vale. Pues vamos para arriba.
Quickly, upstairs.
Porque siempre se lía, tío. No ves ese lío.
That must be Cecilia.
Joder.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Bueno, pues a buscar al asesino y al que es chantajista. Joder. Verás. A ver si algo lo puedo identificar, tío. Bueno, me llevo el anillo. No creo que lo vaya a usar.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
O sea que se ha pirado por el...
Tore down the door. Made a bloody handprint. Clever. Must be pretty strong too.
Joder, tío, arranca una puerta, macho. Hostias. Sí que está desesperado.
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil.
O sea que le puedo seguir las pistas, tío. Ok. Vale, en el piso de arriba.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert.
Verás.
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief for this must have tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace. Seems there was a struggle.
A ver esto que es.
Stains.
O sea que se ha cortado, parece ser. O ha matado a alguien, una de dos. Vale, esto parece...
Well, knocked over, turned toward the room.
Ok.
Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out?
Joder, hijo.
Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
A ver qué más hay aquí. ¿Qué es esto? Cuchillo.
Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
Joder.
So, this is the tracker. A Witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Sí.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
Vale. A ver quién es ese pavo, tío. Me han intentado robar y
I
todo.
caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
Pues sí, sí que fue imprudente.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Qué mala hostia.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Joder.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
A ver qué buscaba, tío.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Pues sí.
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Ahí va, esto ya le he dado.
This is my guess.
Why, that's the heart.
I bought it.
¿Qué tiene esta joya que parece tan importante?
Jewel seems important. Why?
Pues sí, solo es una joya, ¿eh?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
Un espejo, la joya.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
Joder.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer.
Qué
Is this the
putada.
only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Menuda trama, Joder. Matarse por una joya.
More
La
recently, the
Virgen.
family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Adamarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Posiblemente.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Bueno, posiblemente no, seguro. Uno no arriesga tanto por robar algo. A ver.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
Tiene pinta.
It could be something else altogether.
¿Por qué tanto secretismo, tío?
My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
Estupendo.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Sienna.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Sienna knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank.
Joder, qué
Cedric
broma.
mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys.
Qué mala hostia tiene la hermana.
Certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Sienna received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen. Or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission
La
is
familia,
get new
supongo.
import. You must go to Duntine, and if Sienna is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape or form. You must make sure of that.
Ok, no matar a la hermana. Ok.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
Verás.
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witch's Hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally.
Así que es una vampira también. Anda.
Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Ese es el vampiro que estoy persiguiendo.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options?
No siempre es así, tío.
Be killed.
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to
Sí,
apologize.
ese.
My word. What might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You
Sí.
understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Bueno, al menos no se va a liar, parece. Parece.
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Vale, a ver qué me cuenta.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
El cuervo. Joder.
Oriana. She really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long. But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Verás.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there, too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detlaff. Good luck, my friend.
Joder, y solo una...
Splendidly, Detlaff. I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem.
Vale. No, aún así voy a cortar ya, Así que no creo que te pierdas nada.
I regret all the more that I shan't finish the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank
Suerte
you
en
for
el
your
trabajo.
help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
Bueno, el vampiro es civilizado, así que... No todos los monstruos son así.
Friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
A ver.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Con todo lo que le pasa.
Expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count Delacroix' mill.
Okay.
It stands along the Saône Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
Asaltar un castillo. Bueno, mañana lo haremos eso. Parece una buena misión para mañana. Ok. Bueno, antes de dejar esto, me voy a cambiar la ropa. Así mañana ya lo tengo todo bien. Me pongo las espadas. Pim, pim, pim y pim. Ok, yo creo que ya tengo todo bien. Voy a poner las antorchas por si acaso. Voy a guardar. Así mañana seguimos. Así que bueno, lo dejamos por hoy. Mañana seguiremos con The Witcher. A ver qué tal se nos da el asalto al castillo. Si queréis seguirme o compartir el canal, se agradece. Cualquier cosa que me queráis contar o algo por Twitter o X, como se llama ahora. Y estaré subiendo cosas a YouTube, por si queréis pasar por el canal de YouTube. Así que nos vemos mañana. Adiós.